Well, good afternoon, everyone. Aqualung here. Day to you, Sunday afternoon or evening, I guess, if you're on the east. A few minutes. Got a good one today. Game 2 of a short two-game series in Cincinnati. The Dodgers facing the Reds, the big red machine. Doug Rauch, a left-hander, will be on the mound for the Dodgers today. He was 13-11 with a 3.73 ERA that season. Roger Nelson, the righty, will toe the rubber for the Reds. He was 4-4 with a 3.39 ERA in real life and had 85 innings, only allowed 67 hits, so that's really good. Should be a good matchup. So I'm going to give you the Dodger lineup. Davey Lopes will lead off and bat second. Bill Buckner will bat second and play left field. Jimmy Wynn in center, followed by Ron Cey, the cleanup man, at third base. Willie Crawford will be in right field. Joe Ferguson, the catcher, bats sixth. He'll be followed by Steve Garvey, the first baseman. Bill Russell, the shortstop, hits eighth, and Doug Rauch, the pitcher, bats in the number 9 spot. So we're about ready to get underway here. I've made some tweaks to the lighting, should be a lot better. I've been using the Logitech 920C webcam because my phone quit working for broadcast, and I don't know why. I've been trying to get it back, but in the meantime I've been struggling with this program. I seem to have it dialed in a little bit better now. I'm still working on getting the microphone balance right, so bear with me. We're getting really close to dialing this in, but as you can see, you can now see the color on the cards again. Not that there was much color in the 1974 set. The faint blue on white, you can read cards now, and I got my new, oh, check this out. I got my new dice tower. Four tiers. The old one only had two. It hardly rolled the dice at all. Got my camera out of whack doing. There. Underway now. Davey Lopes to lead it off for Los Angeles. He'll be followed by Buckner and Wynn. Roger Nelson set to go now. Gets the sign from bench and the pitch to left. It's a 6-4 versus the right-handed batter. Shortstop X. Concepcion's a 1. That's a 5. Throws him out. He won away in the first. That'll bring up Bill Buckner. Buckner batted .314 on the season in real life. Nelson ready now, just getting underway. And here's the pitch to Buckner. 110 versus the right-handed pitcher. Single into right field. Takes first on the single. He's an A stealer, 1 through 15, 1 through 11 with bench, so that's bench deters the running game completely, not surprising. That'll bring up Jimmy Wynn with one away. Nelson looks over at Buckner from the stretch now in the pitch. 2-6 against the righty, swung on and missed strike 3. Nelson fans Wynn, and there are 2 away. And Ron Cey will be the batter. Nelson ready now from the stretch. The pitch to Cey. 6-7 against the righty, swung on and missed strike 3. So 2 Ks for Nelson. No hit and a man left. Go to the bottom of the first scoreless. – While Doug Rao warms up, I'll give you the starting lineup for Cincinnati. Rose will lead off and play left field. Joe Morgan will bat second at second base. Davey Concepcion moved up to the 3 spot today at short. Tony Perez in the cleanup spot at first base. Johnny Bench will do the catching and bat fifth. Merv Retman's in right field today. He played center yesterday. George Foster will play center and bat seventh. Dan Dreesen, the third baseman, moves down to the 8th spot, and Roger Nelson, the pitcher, will bat ninth. Ready now, gets the sign from Ferguson, and here's the pitch for Rose. 4-3, right-handed hitter, left field X. Buckner's a 1. The 10, and Buckner puts it away for an easy out. Or that's 7X. Joe Morgan steps in now, lefty on lefty. Rao winds and deals. Pitch to Morgan, 1-4 against the left-hander. Fly ball into medium deep right. That's Crawford. He takes a few steps back and retires him for the second out. I'll bring up Concepcion now. Rao gets the sign, the windup, and the pitch to Concepcion. 4-4 against the righty. That's center field X. That's going to be Win. He's a 3. And the roll is a 3. And Win makes the catch. So an easy 1-2-3 inning for Doug Rao here in the first. And we're scoreless after 1. Nelson warming up for the second. Lee Crawford, a bat in his hands, slowly strolls up to the plate. Nelson's ready now as Crawford steps in. Wind up in the pitch to Crawford. 1-10 against the righty. Base hit to the opposite field. So Crawford aboard with a leadoff single. Is a D-stealer, 1 through 16 running. And Joe Ferguson will be the batter. Nelson from the stretch, and here's the pitch to Ferguson. 7 against the righty, a double to 2. The roll's a 19, fly into center field. There, he's got it. And there's one away. That'll bring up Garvey. Nelson from the stretch, and the pitch to Garvey. 2-5 against the righty, double to 10. The split's a 2. That's a double asterisk double to the left center gap. Crawford will have to hold on third on that play, but a ringing double by Garvey puts runners on second and third with 1 away. That'll bring up Bill Russell. Anyway, Nelson's set now. Puts the runner on third and comes to the plate. 6 against the righty. He struck him out. A big strikeout by Nelson, because with 2 away, that brings up the pitcher Rao. Rao's a one-hitter's card, a left-handed hitter. And here's the pitch from Nelson. 1-5 struck him out. So that's 4 strikeouts for Nelson already. Dodgers no runs on 2 hits. They strand 2. Nelson has struck his way out of both innings so far. Single, 2 Ks, single and out, a double and 2 Ks. We go to the bottom of the inning. No score. Capacity crowd, or at least near capacity crowd, for a Sunday afternoon here at Riverfront Stadium, as Tony Perez steps in. Al gets the sign from Ferguson, and here's the pitch. 1-3 against the lefty. Perez taps it down to third. Ron Say has it. Throws across, one away. That'll bring up bench. Rao ready now. The windup and the pitch to bench. 5 against the righty. Fly ball to right. Crawford ranging to his left, and he puts it away for the second out. We'll bring up Merv Rettenmund. Rettenmund, former Baltimore Oriole, now with the Reds. Rowell gets the sign from Ferguson. He winds, and the pitch. 4-7 against the righty. Single to 16. It's a 12. That's a base hit the other way for Rettenmund. Board with a 2-out single. Rettenmund a C stealer. Will be swinging away. Rao checks his runner from the stretch, and the pitch to Foster. 6 against the lefty, grounder to third. Say has it. And that retires the side. Here we are, scoreless after 2. Roger Nelson takes the mound. Lopes lingering in the on-deck circle. Nelson appears to be set now as Davey Lopes steps in. Nelson gets the sign from bench, the wind-up and the pitch to Lopes. 4-10 against the righty. That's center field X. That's Foster. He's a 3. Roll is a 1. And he puts it away. So 1 down, and Bill Buckner will be the batter. Nelson, the windup, and the pitch to Buckner. 4-7 against the left-handed batter. Base hit up the middle. For Buckner, he's an A. 1 through 11 with bench catching, and that'll bring up Jimmy Wynn. Nelson, a glance at Buckner, staring in now from the stretch. 6-8, pop up, right side, left side. Greason has it for the second out. So Buckner's still on first with 2 down, and Ron Say steps in. Nelson from the stretch, and here's the pitch to Say. 3-10 against the righty. Base hit to center, opened. Foster is 0. Buckner 15 with 2 outs is a 17. He's first and third, 2 down, and that'll bring up Willie Crawford. Crawford, a left-handed hitter. Nelson checks his runners. From the stretch, the pitch to Crawford. 12. Tapper back to the mound. Nelson spears it. Throws it over to Perez to retire the side. So 2 hits and no runs for Los Angeles, and it's still scoreless as we move to the bottom of the second. Here. Better feed today, but clearer picture. All ready to go as we move to the bottom of the third. Dan Greason, left-handed batter, will lead it off. Left on left. Rao into the windup and the pitch. 6-9 against the left-hander. On the corner, called strike 3. I'll bring up the pitcher, Roger Nelson. The 2-hitting pitcher, right-handed batter. Rao winds and deals. 5, single to 6, liner speared by Lopes. Nelson got some good wood on the ball, but they're still 2 away. To the top of the order for the Reds now with Pete Rose. Rose, a switch hitter, batting right against Rao. Rao gets his sign, the windup and the pitch. 9 against the lefty, ball 4. Rose draws the walk. A 2-out walk to Rose, and that'll bring up Little Joe. Rao looking over at Rose. Tosses over there, Rose back to the bag. Rose takes his lead. Rao from the stretch and the pitch to move. 6, single to 2, liner speared by Davy Lopes. That will retire the side. Walk 1 left, and we move to the 4th scoreless. Between Doug Rao and Roger Nelson. Nelson's set to go now as Joe Ferguson will lead off the 4th. Here's the windup and the pitch from Nelson. 6 against the righty, struck him out. That's 5 strikeouts for Nelson today. And we'll bring up Steve Garvey. Nelson ready now. The windup and the pitch to Garvey. 4 against the righty. Grounder down to short. Concepcion has it. Fires across, 2 away. And that'll bring up Russell. Nelson, windup and the pitch to Russell. 1-6 against the righty. Liner speared by Morgan. An easy 1-2-3 for Roger Nelson. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still scoreless. Davy Concepcion will be leading off the bottom of the 4th. Doug Rao gets the sign from Ferguson, the windup and the pitch. 1-5 against the lefty, deep to left center. Buckner going back to the track, to the wall. It's gone! The Reds are on the board on a blast by Dave Concepcion. A lead-off home run by Dave Concepcion. Look at that again, shall we? 5 lefty, homer to 15. The roll is a 6. We'll bring up Tony Perez. Rao into the windup now and the pitch to Perez. 6, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Rao fooled him with a changeup. Johnny Bench steps in. Rao gets the sign, the windup and the pitch to Bench. 1-4 against the left-hander. Grounder down to third base. Say's got it. Across to Garvey, and there are 2 away. With 2 out and a run in, Merv Retman will step in. Doug Rau now, the windup and the pitch. 4-6 to the righty, ball 4. He walks him. Retman jogs down to first. George Foster will be the hitter. Rau will look over at Rettenmund. From the stretch, the pitch to Foster. 7 against the lefty, swung on and missed strike 3. A run on a hit, the home run by Concepcion, and after 4, it's Cincinnati 1, Los Angeles nothing. Rau will be leading off the 5th. Nelson ready now, and the pitch to Rau. Grounder to first. Perez has it, flips to Nelson covering. And there's one away. That will bring up Lopes. Nelson into the windup now, and the pitch. 7 to the right-handed batter, struck him out. Nelson piling up the Ks today, that's 6. And with 2 outs, Bill Buckner will be the batter. Nelson gets the sign from bench, the windup and the pitch to Buckner. 6-3 against the lefty, pitcher X. The roll is a 1. Base hit. Gets by him, nobody can get it. 3 for 3. Buckner aboard with 2 outs, and Jimmy Wynn will be the hitter. From the stretch, and here's the pitch to Wynn. 6-9 to the righty. Fly ball the opposite way, right field, medium deep. Rettenmund arranging to his left, and he's got it. So no runs, a hit, 1 left. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, still 1-0 Reds. Dan Dreesen will be leading it off for the Reds, followed by Nelson, the pitcher, and then back to the top of the order with Rose. Rau set now, winds and deals. 5-7 to the lefty, struck him out. 4 strikeouts for Rau, who's not known as a strikeout pitcher. With 1 down, Nelson will be the hitter. Rau ready now, winds and deals. 6-8 to the righty, ball 4, he loses him. Boy, that's an unforgivable sin in baseball, walking the opposing pitcher. Especially with the dangerous top of the Reds order coming up. 1 away, Rau takes a glance at first, and from the stretch, the pitch to Rose. Rose batting right-handed. Second base X. This is a 3. The roll is a 15. That's a 4. Safe, so that's a 4th play. Lopes to Russell, back to first, and not in time. That'll be scored 4-6. Nelson is forced, and with 2 away, Rose standing at first base. And that'll bring up little Joe Morgan. Rau set now, and from the stretch, the pitch to Morgan. 5-9 to the left-handed batter. Second base X, that's Lopes again. He's a 3. The roll is a 19. Roll 20-sided dice again. 20. Roll 20-sided dice again. We have a 12, and Lopes makes the play, finally. No hits, a walk, a man left. And after 5, it's Cincinnati 1, Los Angeles nothing. Quite a pitching duel we have today. Nelson and Rao. Nelson's completed his warm-up tosses, and Ron Say steps in to lead off the 6th. Nelson gets the sign from bench, the wind-up, and the pitch to 6th. 5-7 against the right-handed batter, struck him out. That's 7 Ks for Nelson now. Bring up Willie Crawford. Nelson, the wind-up, and the pitch to Crawford. 6-8, left-handed batter, liner, speared by Morgan. The 2 away quickly, and that'll bring up Joe Ferguson. Wind-up and the pitch. 1-11. Ferguson taps one down to short. Concepcion charging, up with it smoothly, fires across to retire the side. Another easy inning for Nelson, who's now retired 5 in a row. And it's still 1-0 Cincinnati. Doug Rao is set to go. In the bottom of the 6th, as Dave Concepcion steps in. Rao gets the sign from Ferguson, the windup and the pitch. 11 versus the righty. Second base X. That's Lopes. He's a 3. The roll is a 10, and Lopes boots it. Oh my, that'll be an error on Lopes. E4. First error of the game. Concepcion a double-A. Held on 15. Nobody out, and here's Perez. Rao set out of the stretch, and there goes Concepcion, and he's in there. So Concepcion with the stolen base. Down to second now, and Perez is the batter. Rao checks his runner from the stretch. 9 against the lefty. Fly to center, fairly shallow. Wynn hardly has to move and puts that away for the first out of the inning. Johnny Bench will be the batter now. Rao from the stretch. 6-11 to the righty. First base X. That'll be Garvey. He's a 1. The roll's a 10. And Garvey boots it. Oh my. These are quite random on the basic chart. Going to be 2 errors in the inning for Los Angeles. And that could really open the floodgates, as we now have runners on first and third with only 1 away, and Merv Retman the batter. Ferguson out to say something to Rao. He's back in his crouch now, flashing some signs. From the stretch, the pitch to Rao. Or 6 to the righty, ball 4. He walks him. Load the bases. With the bases juiced and 1 away, George Foster will be the batter. Now this isn't the Foster he would become. 264, 7 homers. Still got a little pop against lefties, mostly doubles. Rao ready now in the pitch. 4-4 to the right-handed hitter. Center field X. That's win. He's a 3. Roll is a 7. He makes the play. Wait a minute here. 1. That'll be a sacrifice fly. S to 8X. That will score Concepcion. An RBI for Foster. First and second, 2 down now. Dan Dreesen steps in. Here's the pitch from Rao. End with the lefty. Tapper to third. Say's got it. And fires across to retire the side. But the Reds pick up another one on a hit. 2 errors by Los Angeles, and they leave 2. And at the end of 6, it's Cincinnati 2, Los Angeles nothing. Nelson pitching a gem. Rao's been almost as good. He was betrayed by his defense in that last inning. Nelson's ready to go now as Garvey steps in. The windup and the pitch to Garvey. 6-9 against the right-handed batter. Fly ball to right. Rettman's there. And quickly there's one away. Russell will be the batter. Mike Marshall begins to warm in the Dodger bullpen as they're expecting a pinch hitter for Rao. And the windup and the pitch. 6-6 to the righty. Pop up, right side. Perez has it. And there are 2 away. With 2 away in the 7th, we'll have a hitter for Rao. Batter's going to be Tom Paciorek. Rao pitched 6 innings. Allowed 2 hits. Only 1 earned run. He walked 4. That was his undoing. And struck out 1, 2, 3. Struck out 4. Marshall will be the new pitcher. Batting for Rao will be Tom Paciorek. Okay, we're set to go here. 2 away in the top of the 7th. Nelson winds on the pitch. 1-8. Pop up right side. Perez calling for it, and that will retire the side. So another 1, 2, 3 inning for Nelson, who's now retired 7 in a row. 12 of the last 13. And here's Marshall. Reds will have Nelson in the top of the order in the bottom of the 7th. Marshall set now, and the pitch to Nelson. Single to 6, line out, speared by Lopes. So Nelson retired, and there's one away. Rose will be the batter now. Marshall gets his sign from Ferguson into the windup, and the pitch to Rose. 1-4 against the righty. Fly ball to right, medium deep. Crawford takes a few steps back and puts it away for the second out. With 2 down, Joe Morgan will be up. Marshall into the windup, the pitch to Morgan. 4-7 to the lefty, struck him out. So a 1-2-3 inning for Marshall. I think it's his first one of the season. The 8th, Cincinnati. Dodgers will try to get something going in the 8th with the top of the order, Davey Lopes to lead things off. Set now into the windup, and the pitch to Lopes. 4-7 to the righty. Into the gap. 1-2. The roll is a 1. That's a double. Holy cow. The speedy Lopes into second to lead off the inning with a double. That'll bring up Bill Buckner. Nelson glancing at Lopes. From the stretch, the pitch to Buckner. 5-8 to the lefty, shortstop X. That's Concepcion. 1, it's an 8. He throws him out, and Lopes takes third on the play. For 1 away, Lopes on third, and that'll bring up Jimmy Wynn. Clay Carroll's getting loose in the Cincinnati pen, just in case. Here comes Wynn. Nelson from the stretch and the pitch. 3-9, struck him out. A big strikeout of Jimmy Wynn, and there's 2 away. Lopes still at third with 2 away as Say steps in. Nelson from the stretch and the pitch to Say. That's a 4-8. Liner speared by Morgan. Oh my. And Lopes is left stranded at third. For the double, no runs, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the inning, 2-0 Reds. Dave Concepcion will be leading it off. Marshall gets his sign, winds and deals. 2-10 against the righty. It's a base hit just past the outstretched glove of Russell. Single, let's look at that again. And against the righty, single 1, there it is. Didi Concepcion is aboard. Be held on, and Perez will be the batter. From the stretch, the pitch. The 11, pop up right side. Garvey calling for it, and 1 away. Johnny Bench will be the batter. And there goes Concepcion, and he's in there. The second stolen base of the game for Concepcion, and here comes Bench with 1 away. Marshall checks his runner from the stretch. 5-8, struck him out. Goes down on strikes, and with 2 down, that'll bring up Merv Rettenmund. Marshall from the stretch and the pitch. 2-6, swung on and missed strike 3. Marshall fans 2. At the end of 8, it's still Reds 2, Dodgers nothing. Only a 6 fatigue, but obviously he's going to be allowed to try to go for the complete game shutout here. Short break to fill my coffee. We'll be right back. And we are ready to go here in the 9th inning. Nelson ready now as Willie Crawford steps in. Gets the sign from bench, the windup, and the pitch to Crawford. 6-6 to the lefty, fly ball to right field. Rettenmund's got it, and there's 1 away quickly. Joe Ferguson will be the batter. Nelson from the windup and the pitch. 7 swung on and missed strike 3, and the Dodgers are down to their last batter. That will be Steve Garvey. Nelson the sign from bench, the windup, and here's the pitch. 2-5, base hit up the middle. So there's still life in the Dodgers. Garvey with a single. Be the hitter. Ray Carroll's ready. Bench having a talk with Nelson out there, and Nelson says he's good. Bench back behind the plate now, flashing some signs. Nelson checks Garvey from the stretch, the pitch to Russell. 6-8, pop up, left side, Dreesen under it, and that'll do it. There's your final. 2-0 Reds, a gem by Nelson. Oh my God. He gets the win. Rao, kind of a hard luck loss there. Nelson allowed 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. No runs. God, I gotta check that again. He did not walk a batter. 4, 7, and struck out 8. 8 hits, walks, 8 strikeouts. Dominant shutout. 2 innings, gave up a hit, no runs for a change. 1, he actually struck out 3. Marshall's first good performance of the season was in a game that they were already trailing and didn't have a chance. The Dodgers, no runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors that were costly. That led to one of the runs. However, since they didn't score off of Nelson anyway, I don't think it would have made much difference. The Reds had 2 runs on that right. Wow, 2 runs on only 3 hits. The home run, Concepcion, and the 2 Dodger errors allowed the other run to come in. So let's see where that puts us. Drops the Dodgers season record to 5-7. Let's see where they were in real life at the 9-3 at this point. Dodgers will be headed home next for a 12-game homestand, and the next game will be opening a 3-game series against the San Francisco Giants, so you're not going to want to miss that. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Stick with me. We're getting a better picture now. Things are looking much better. I'm going to check the acoustic part of the feed. Pretty close to having it dialed in. And before the next homestand, I'm going to make a little announcement regarding my next project. Oh, happy Sunday evening to everyone out there. Zach Wong, wishing you all a very pleasant Sunday evening. Bye for now.